Now, the Ghana School of Law is demanding government stays away from the school's internally generated funds, as it is having a toll on the infrastructural development of the school. According to the director of the school, Verima Yao Kodio Pong, in 2023 alone, the school paid in excess of 12 million Ghana cedis to the government, representing 25% of the school's internally generated funds. He spoke at the induction ceremony for 994 students who passed the law school entrance examination into the 2023-2024 professional career course of the Ghana School of Law.
The Ghana School of Law is the only institution of education that pays part of its IGF to the government. In fact, last year alone, we paid in excess of 12 million Ghana cedis to the government of Ghana. Until recently, the government was taking in excess of 30% of our IGF. And so, Honorable, if you are surprised that since 1982, when you left the school, these buildings that accommodated you and your friends have virtually seen very little or significant expansion. It's all because the government shares our money with us and hardly makes any contribution for the expansion. So we were able to get your good friend, the president, to cause part of it to be reduced from 34% to 25%. We have also made a request, and I believe it's now before Parliament, for a complete waiver of even the 25%, so that before you leave, and at the next induction, which may be your last in this term, you will see massive construction going on for infrastructure expansion. I know when you set your eyes on something, even the executive shivers. And so I'm very certain that within a short time, you'll be able to make a case for us not only to get back all our IGF, but also be on the back of other financial institutions, including state institutions, to provide for us the needed accommodation. This is because in spite of the inadequate infrastructure, we are still able to meet the reasonable needs of all Ghanaians.
Meanwhile, Speaker of Parliament Alvan Bagmin, speaking at the same event, underscored the need for high ethical conduct in the practice as he advises the inductees to see their profession as a service to humanity, not an avenue to make money.
Now, the world is experiencing an ethical crisis, and Ghana is no exception. Some of the issues facing the country are widespread misappropriation of public funds, abuse of power. We have a constitution that we are not following the dictates of the constitution, but the dictates of presidents. We have growing institutional indiscipline. The mentality that winning at all costs is acceptable, and making an exception for oneself without acknowledging any ethical boundaries. Ethical conduct of some lawyers has fallen short of what is expected of them. On many occasions, I ask practitioners these days what was happening. They say, "Oh, Speaker, it's not like your time. Oh. The times are different." I agree that the times are different. But we should be progressing, not retrogressing. In fact, more corrupt activities are carried out by the most educated elites than by the least educated. According to the survey titled "Corruption in Ghana, People's Experiences and Views," and I want to quote from that survey, it says, people with the highest level of education were 1.6 times more likely than people with no formal education to respond that they had paid a bribe or were asked for a bribe but refused when in contact with a public official, unquote. I therefore find the organization of an induction course by the Ghana School of Law for students aspiring to become lawyers most appropriate and timely.